know it doesn't make any sense, but you'll see for yourself soon. Run!
What up, compadres? What's good? Another episode, Original Legna here. So yeah, if you watched the last episode, we removed the subframe from the E46 drift build. What we're doing now is we're going to work on sanding down the subframe chassis mount points. You need to get the paint off because we're gonna do some reinforcement. We did get new products. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing my Drift HQ shirt. We went with Drift HQ as far as buying the E46 parts because Drift HQ was really easy to navigate their website and get the parts that we need. And also probably some of the fastest shipping that I've experienced. I'm not sponsored by Drift HQ, but shout out to Drift HQ because that was like some of the fastest shipping I've ever experienced for car parts, honestly. So shout out Drift HQ. We got the subframe bushings, trailing arm bushings. We got our differential bushings from IRP, Race Performance. I think it's IRP. Is it IRP? Yeah, it's IRP for the bushings. And then we went with Condor for the reinforcement plates. So this episode is going to be for the reinforcement plates, and probably the next episode is going to be the bushings being installed and just doing a refresh on the subframe and the rear suspension before we go ahead and move on to the next parts, which will be getting the clutch kit, and we'll also be getting the pivot pin that we need for the transmission and installing the transmission into the E46. Right now we're running into a little bit of issues where I can't get the drive shaft off of the differential, so we might need to use a little bit of heat to get it off, and some PB blaster to get that off. And then our next step also is we need to weld the differential, which we found somebody to weld our differential, and then we'll probably be using that person to do our alignment and everything else. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the gun that we have, and we're going to literally try to get to bare metal, the subframe chassis, and get down to bare metal and then clean it. And then we're going to go ahead and start figuring out where our mounting points are going to be for the subframe reinforcement plates. So if you haven't noticed, we've already done some refreshing on this part. We've pretty much primed, and we used, first I used some brake cleaner to clean it, then I primed it, and then I used Rust-Oleum Gloss Clear enamel to go ahead and coat it. And then we're gonna finish it off in here because I don't like it being gray in here. I like it being black. We're gonna finish it off with some gloss black Rust-Oleum that we have. That way it looks a lot cleaner in here. We're also probably gonna spray this as well just to give it a clean look. We already did some prepping to make sure we don't get it on the shocks and also our fuel lines right there. So we've kind of like ran it. I've hit this point right here too, and this is where I kind of stopped. So the next move will be to, gotta be careful, make sure we don't hit the fuel tanks. Onto bare metal right there, and we're gonna have to take these off as well to get down to bare metal on here, and then rest of it again. And then I think we have to hit here and here, bare metal, and then we'll be good to go. Try to not get it on us. Let's spray some PB Blaster on that one. Ran into, excuse my face, I'm sorry, I got dust on my face. Ran into another problem. So this problem is I can't get that bolt off. So I'm gonna need a longer impact. Luckily for myself, the stores are closed, you know? So I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to get it done. Most likely I'll come in here tomorrow night after I get the long impact and just kind of try to zip it off. So I'm gonna spray some more PB Blaster on it, maybe to soak in, you know, a little bit. And then we'll just come back out here tomorrow and take care of it. All right, everybody, it's the next week. I'm a little dirty. Reason why I took a week from now is because I got pretty busy with work. Got those bolts off with an adjustment wrench. Able to get these mother hunchers off. These things pain in the ass to get off for me. Nobody has a video on YouTube on how to get these off. Soak it in PB Blaster. When you soak these in PB Blaster, it'll loosen it up a little bit, and I banged on it just a tiny bit so I didn't destroy this with a hammer. And then once I did that, with a little bit of elbow grease, you can get it off with an adjustment wrench. Literally the only thing you can use to get it off. There's nothing else to get it off unless somebody knows how to get that off. Maybe a super extra deep socket that I don't know about, but this is the only thing that'll get it off. This thing will solve your problems with anything, and I needed it. So all the tools I got, that's the best one to do that. Step is now that we got that off, I went and sanded under there. We need to clean under there as much as we can. Once we're able to get it out, we'll be able to mark off with a marker where our mounting plates are going to be at. Condor Speed Shop reinforcement plates for a rear subframe right here, and we're going to utilize their product to reinforce the subframe of the chassis. What we're doing right now is just lining up our plates. That's where I'm thinking it should go. 100%, just like that. So, new game plan. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna start with one plate at a time. This goes on the driver's side, and we're going to bend this to fit the bottom of the reinforcement chassis of the bottom of the chassis of the car. We're gonna bolt it in, make sure it fits, and then there's one part that we need to sand down to get rid of some paint, clean it, and then we're gonna epoxy it. Oh, this is our first spot that we're gonna hit. And yep, it's pretty much a perfect fit once we bend that and we bend that. It's gonna sit right here just like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some pliers and we're gonna bend right here and we're gonna bend right here to fit the chassis, and then we're gonna bang it into place, make sure it fits, and then we're gonna sand down this part and sand down that part right here. And then this will be the first one to get laid. Okay, we got it a little bit bent, and we're gonna try to fit it on right now. Perfect. On one part, we're gonna bang it right now to. And what I'm doing is if you don't have a press, I'm just pressing this on the concrete floor, holding it with my hand with the glove, and then banging it to wedge it to bend it. Literally, that's what I'm doing because I don't have the tools to bend this right now. So, bang down. can. There we go. Condor provided like a bolt to press up against this, and we might be able to do that. Okay, we have it up, and I want to make sure I act fast because this JB weld is strong. Make sure that we put it in the right spot. Oh shit! Make sure we're on there. There we go. Make sure she's snug. So that epoxy should go ahead, and when we're done like putting the rest of the stuff up, we'll just go ahead and go around and epoxy all up in here, all up in there, all up in there, and all up in here, and we should be good. I'm getting epoxy on my hand without the gloves. You don't want that. But yeah, I don't feel any. It's snug on there, so we'll come back through and put some back here later. Maybe I'll bang on this right here just a little bit because where's my hammer? It's just lightly. Tighten it back down. I have to clean my hands. There we go. Let's unloosen it just a little bit. And move her right where she needs to be at. Yeah, that's perfect. Where she needs to be at, you know. So while we're up here, I think I'm gonna put some JB weld on these, but I gotta find the nuts that go to them. So oh, I found it. Just side of these. Coming back, give me a second, let me make. Okay, so I'm giving you guys a view. So we got this one on right here. We put the nuts down. I just hand tighten them. Maybe I'll tighten it down right here real quick. I'll do that. And then we'll come back like maybe 5 hours later and crack them loose a little bit. I just want to show some of you guys, like if you don't have tools like me, or just don't feel like going out and getting them, put yourself a glove on. Like that. Make sure you got it on the right side too. Yep, I got it on the right side. So go ahead and start banging it in the way it's supposed to go. I'm wedging it on the concrete like this. If you have some concrete, go find some concrete. And just make sure you don't do too much yet. So I bent it like that. Now I'm gonna go check and see if that's good, and then once it's good, I'm gonna flatten it out. Actually, I should flatten it out right now. There we go. Now you can see. See this right here? I don't want you looking up in the screen, but tighten this up. It fits flush on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to back this out now. We're going to clean it. We're going to sand maybe a little bit more paint off that I'm seeing, especially right here. And then we're going to clean it. Oh, sorry. We're going to sand it off, clean it. After we back this out, we're going to sand it off, clean it. Then we're going to epoxy this and then put this up. Here. So what I'm about to do, I just cleaned it all. I got all the paint off real quick. And so I'm about to mix the epoxy, lay it on the plate, and tighten it down. Okay, so I got it on the plate right now. So I'm gonna move it around. I got my bolt, and I'm pretty much gonna lay it up in there and then thread the bolt through right now. And I was going the wrong way. Okay. And right now I'm gonna try to straighten it up to where she's completely flush. Tighten her down. She's in the right spot. Pretty damn flush in there, ain't no moving, so we're good to go. While I'm under here and the compressor's going really loud, I appreciate everybody's support and I appreciate everybody who's subscribed so far. I have 73 subscribers, and this is a very monumental point in my life where I know I'm going 100% foot to the pedal on something. So I can't wait for more growth and to spread my message a little bit more. And I ask that anybody who hasn't subscribed and is watching this video, please subscribe. And why the compressor's loud as hell, we'll go ahead and ask you to hit that bell notification. So when I do post a video, you'll be able to notice when I post a video, and you just go ahead and click on it and watch it for me. That way it supports me and helps me grow my business and grow my build right now that I'm building, and give you more entertainment. So yeah, appreciate it. Okay, so we have our JB weld. I'm gonna put some gloves on so I don't get JB weld on my fingers. Literally the most irritating part. So we're gonna put some JB weld. Got some coming out right here. So down here, like this. Mix the hardener in. This is the same process you would do for body filler. I'm gonna find my plate. I'm gonna make sure that I mount my plate and make sure we have it on the right side. And oops. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I got JB Weld on my hair. So you're gonna see my bare head right now, looking like a mess. But I did get JB Weld on my head. So like I said, I'm just putting an even coat on here. We shouldn't have enough for the other plate as well. Just getting it all the way on here. Like that. And I'm gonna push the JB Weld away and mount it. So I went ahead and finished everything up. So if you take a look, I kind of just sealed everything off right here. Sealed everything off there. There. We still got a little bit of an edge right there, but it's okay. We'll fill it up. It's kind of full right now. But it's sealed all the way around. And it's sealed right there and there. So